As yoga therapists, we need to be very careful that we don't fall in the same rut that has happened with most modern medical specialties, where they have started focusing on the small picture, looking at lesser and lesser in greater and greater detail, thus missing the entire woods for the trees. We need to understand that we are dealing with a living human being, someone who may have their own issues, physical, mental or emotional, but at the same time has aspirations. A living being who is having dynamic change happening every moment. It is not just a case to be dealt with. And that is why we need to avoid the pitfall of just making yoga therapy protocols or schedules of yoga therapy for different medical conditions. We need to address the individual. We need to understand who they are, their strengths and limitations, their aspirations, the capabilities of the individual. Where is the individual? Who is the individual? Where do they want to go? But as a therapist, the most important part from our perspective is how can we help them? And that is where our focus needs to primarily be on the techniques, the tools of yoga that we are using to help such people who are in dukkha, painful suffering. We need to start focusing on the techniques of yoga, finding out what is the principle behind the technique, what happens during the technique, what changes, transformations are induced by the technique, how can we enable the technique to come into the individual and bring them into a state of samatva or harmonious balance. The principle of yoga is samatva, balance. And every technique in yoga ultimately works towards producing or inducing and maintaining, sustaining a sense of inner balance. We need to look at techniques. Say a technique like the left nostril breathing, Chandra Nadi Pranayama. Rather than saying these are the 10 practices for hypertension, these are the 12 for diabetes, 15 for cancer and 3 for AIDS, we need to start focusing on, say, Chandra Nadi Pranayama, where all it can be used. How will it help each and every person who comes to you? Chandra Nadi Pranayama reduces the stress level. So if somebody is having excess stress levels and thus cannot sleep, maybe your Chandra Nadi Pranayama will induce a sense of inner relaxation, helping them sleep better, improving the quality of life, even in patients of terminal, end-of-life situations. Say somebody has hypertension, that same Chandra Nadi Pranayama may help them have an inner sense of relaxation, and that will reduce your sympatho-adrenal activation, sympathetic arousal, enabling the blood pressure to come down, or the blood sugar to come down, or relax the muscles that have gone into spasm in the neck, the shoulder and the back from abuse, misuse or disuse. This is where looking at a technique and seeing what is happening in the technique, we need to understand the technique. Not just say, okay, left nostril breathing is just left nostril breathing. What happens when you do left nostril breathing? If you don't do it, how are you ever going to know? If you don't taste the cake, how are you going to know what it tastes like? And this is why the yoga therapists must, I repeat, must practice these techniques. Not just mechanically, but practice them with awareness and experiential awareness to know what happens when you do a technique. When you do left nostril, what happens within you? Are you conscious of it? You need to be conscious of what happens within you, how it is modifying your state of being, transforming it from an aroused state to a more relaxed state. If you don't know what happens, how will you know how that technique will help another person? So with each technique, through practice, through one's own abhyasa and a lot of swadhyaya, introspectional self-analysis, what happens when I do this technique? What is happening? What is the active principle of the technique? How is this technique working to produce harmony? This is where we need to focus. Understanding each and every technique, each and every tool of our yoga therapy armory. And as we understand the technique, we'll find that a technique for pelvic health, such as Baddha Kona, may help a patient who has migraine, because that migraine may have been triggered off by a menstrual disorder. And by helping the menstrual disorder, you may stop triggering migraine in that patient. The individuality needs to be taken into consideration. Each technique has to be given the respect it deserves. And as we dwell deeper into each and every technique of yoga, the potential of yoga and all its techniques to help each and every one of the suffering individuals, that will start to open up to us. When that opens, we will truly become a yoga therapist.